let me go through everything. So, this is the new character, Elsa Bloodstone. She's a 3-star difficulty character with a primary fire of double barrel blaster, which is a shotgun. However, it kind of acts more like a blade shotgun where it has some pretty nice range on it. Let's start with her shift. So her shift is just a simple dash that doesn't have any vertical movement, but gives you horizontal movement. After initiating your dash, your next primary fire must be the elephant rifle, which is your other weapon. Monster Piercer is what it's called, which is like a sniper-based weapon or a shotgun-based weapon, but it's a long gun that does like spread damage, but basically it's not spread if one target absorbs all the damage, if that makes sense. So how it works, I'll just show you the primary fire real quick. So the primary fire is it's like a 2-tap burst, right? It goes bunk 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 bunk, and it does absorb 2 of your ammo. So if you see in the bottom left, it's 8 out of 8. So when you shoot once, it does 2 shots and it absorbs 2 of your ammo. Which means technically you have 4 left clicks before you have to reload in total. Her reload speed, it's a little short, it's a little long, but the damage it deals is incredibly high. This is definitely going to be a tank shredding weapon, and if you can hit your shots on squishies, it's going to do really nicely against them. And I bet this gun's going to do really nicely against the flyers. She has 275 HP. And I'm going to show you her dash right now. So you click her dash. First off, clicking her dash gives you overhealth. Just not even doing anything, just clicking the dash. If you look in the bottom part of the screen, clicking dash gives you overhealth. Okay? So you get an initial 40 overhealth just for clicking the dash. And then you see in the middle of the screen that the big bullet comes up, right? That's the amount of time you have to shoot your elephant shotgun / sniper. So you dash, you get 6 seconds. Your next left click will be your elephant shotgun. Now, I'm pretty this weapon has no headshot damage, which means you want to aim center mass. You want to hit the opponent right in the middle of the chest. So we're going to shoot him there. And you'll see it did much more damage the second time than it did the first time. Because the second time I hit center mass, I hit all the pellets, right? So let's aim for the head here. Right? That's the amount of damage it does for aiming at the head. Now we're going to aim at the body. I think we might have missed a couple pellets there. Maybe it is the same amount of damage. Maybe it is. You know what? Maybe it is just consistent if you hit it. It is actually. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that actually changes my thought of it. I figured it was the more pellets to hit, the more damage you deal. If you hit even 1 pellet from your shot, your elephant rifle, it will deal true damage. It will deal a set amount of true damage, which means that you actually want to aim for the when you're using the elephant sniper, you want to aim for the area that will hit the most enemies with the pellets. Meaning if 1 pellet hits this guy, 1 pellet hits this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Because even if 1 pellet hits them, they receive full damage from the rifle. So if I even hit just 1 pellet here, full damage, right? That's the maximum damage you can do to 1 target. But basically what you can do is if you set it up on an angle like this and you dash, you can hit both targets for the same amount of damage, even though you only hit them with like 1 pellet each. That's okay. That's an interesting factor. And then obviously the dash gives you overhealth. Now, her dash, when you're at so her passive is Inherited Instinct. It's this bar. If you look at the bottom part of the screen down here, under her HP, you'll see this bar that has like a crosshair in the bottom, and it has 3 bar stacks. This bar will stack the more kills you get. I think what does it say? So the more enemies you catch in her trap, which we'll talk about later, gives you more elevation on the bar, and then dealing damage. Dealing damage increases the bar as well. So hitting people with the trap and dealing damage raises the bar. Now, what does having the bar at higher level do? It reduces the cooldown of your shift. So it's on a 2-second cooldown because I have a max bar right now. But if the bar were to be lower, the cooldown would be longer, right? So you want to have the bar high because it gives you this movement and overhealth and access to your elephant rifle very often, right? 2 seconds. Like, that's the true cooldown. I don't have infinite cooldowns on it. It's a 2-second cooldown, which is really good for a 40 overhealth dash ability, right? It's movement, it's overhealth, so it's movement, it's survivability, and it gives you access to the elephant rifle. Now, we're going to move on to a right click real quick. This right click, the right click is called the living bullet. So the living bullet splits upon impact, seeking nearby enemies and marking each with a spectral sigil. I'll show you guys the marking. Hitting marked targets with double barrel blaster or monster pierce, that's your 2 weapons, grants Elsa a brief speed boost. So if they're marked by this, she'll get a brief speed boost. And bullets deal extra damage to shields and enemies with bonus health. So if you mark somebody with this target, if they have a shield, the shield will take more damage. If they have overhealth, their overhealth will take more damage. And if she hits them, Elsa will get brief speed boost. So it's a really nice tool. So you want to use that on a target and then shoot them. And you see for even a brief moment, she gets, you see the little the speed boost she got there? It's very brief, but you can tell. So watch, I'll hit her. So I'm moving forward. So watch my speed. Okay, that's my walking speed. Now I'm gonna hit her. Hit him. It's very slight, but you can tell. And I think the biggest part of it is that it will deal more damage to overhealth. So any target with overhealth will receive more damage from you. Or at least the overhealth will take more damage. Okay, so that's what her right click does. It's got a good distance on it, like, and it also does decent damage. So it's not like, it's not a petty amount of damage. Now, I don't know exactly what the max amount of targets it can hit is. I think it might be, it looks like its distance is short, and I don't know how many targets it can hit, but it looks like 2 or 3. Right? But don't quote me on that. That's the only, like, I don't have a big group of bots to test it on, but it looks like 2 or 3. And then the marker stays there for a good amount of time. Let's see if it, yeah, it goes away. It's kind of like a web cluster Spider-Man timing, right? By the time, though, like, if you count, like, a web cluster timing, it's about the same for that. Now we're going to go to her E. So her E is her combo tool. So her E has a lot of moving parts. So let's read the E. You dash forward, gaining bonus health, and launching enemies hit. So if you hit the enemy with the dash, it will launch them. So then this gives you activation of the like 2 different things. You get the monster, you get the elephant gun, and you also get access to a bullet of the double barrel blaster that's a little bit different from the regular bullet. And then you got like a fall, like, it's just easier to show you. Okay, so you click E and you see how it triggers. So you see I can click E again for follow-up, and then I also have access to elephant rifle for 6 seconds, right? Now, if I were to hit this E, it would launch them up. So look, I knock them up, I deal a little bit of damage. I still get the 2 triggers for knocking them up. So what you can do is you can left click to fire your elephant shotgun, and then you E, which does that little blast that knocks you back with your double barrel. So when you click E, the way that you're going to use this is you're going to go after an enemy. You're going to pick an enemy you want. You go E, hit them up, shoot, E, shoot, and you get access to the elephant sniper twice. And you also get a little bit of knockback, plus the overhealth you get and the knock-up. Like, so there's a lot of effects from this ability. It's movement. It gives you some extra damage. It's a nice combo tool, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this tool works really well with your trap, which is the final ability. So the final ability is the trap. The trap states that you launch a trap containing the monster Diablo. Once deployed, it becomes invisible and invulnerable. So like Penny Mines in her little web, you can't break it. When an enemy triggers it, Diablo immobilizes and damages them. So it's a straight immobility. Use F to dash to trapped enemy. Enemies can destroy Diablo to break free. So if you're trapped in one of her traps, break the trap. You can break it, okay? But here, let's see how it works. So if I click F, my gun will shoot a trap, and then you see I trap them for a very small amount of time and very little damage. But for that very small amount of time, I'm able to use the secondary dash. So let's see how that looks. So let's trap them. So we trap them, we could dash. And so the dash the trap and the dash don't really do too much. The dash just gets you closer, and the trap does a little bit of damage and immobilizes them. So it's not a very strong ability, but it does charge your bar under your HP here. It does charge your instinct. But I think the main way you use this is you can trap them, dash to them, and then you use your E instantly, right? Right? And so what you can do is you can combo with this, right? If you catch somebody in a trap, you can dash to them using the F, and then immediately use the E to do a heavy combo damage. So we'll trap them. Trap. And there they go. So that's 250 HP character just gone like that, right? So this is a really nice ability for trapping flankers, right? You put this next to your supports, and if a flanker happens to get hit in it, you could combo them really nicely. Right, and I still had an elephant gun, so it's a lot of damage really fast, right? So it's a really nice combo tool. And then finally, we have her ultimate, which is Apex Predator. So summon the Glaretrox to charge forward. The Glaretrox can be recalled to charge back along the same path. When colliding with terrain or return, it bites fiercely, dealing heavy damage. So I'm going to just quickly show you. So note that this is an activation ultimate. When you click Q, it will immediately use your ultimate in the direction you're using it in. So make sure you know where you want to put it before you click Q. If you don't want to put it here, it's not a squirrel go ultimate. You don't click Q and then get to click shoot when you want it to go. It just goes. So you got to make sure that you're aiming in the direction that you want to shoot it in. Okay? So let's say I want to shoot at the spot. You click Q. It launches it, and you'll see that it picks up whoever it hits, and it slams them into a surface if it ever reaches it. And it dealt like 200 damage there, right? The bot is left at very low HP. Hang on, let me change my settings real quick because I have my melee key bound to the wrong thing. Let me just make sure I have everything bound correctly. Where's my melee attack? Here we go. And then secondary weapon. Primary attack. We'll have to deal with that later. Yeah, but that bot was low. Where'd it go? Okay, it was low. And that's her melee, by the way. She could swing with her gun. But that was with the that's what the ultimate does. Now, there's a secondary effect. So you saw the ultimate charge into wall. Now I'm going to use the recall effect. So I'll charge it. It'll pick up the bot. I'm going to click Q again. And it immediately charges at me. It does the same thing. It still slams in and bites when it gets to me. But the difference is it brings the enemies to me. And what you can do is as it brings in some enemies that you want, you can call it back and use your E and combo really nicely. So bring it back. And there you go. Let's not do that. I just dashed back accidentally. My fault, chat. But look at that. I mean, that was a lot of damage really fast. If you can catch supports with this, this can be a very dangerous ultimate, right? So we... 3, bring it back. And there we go. They're all dead. I mean, it's an insane amount of damage. It's a lot. So it's an interesting ultimate. However, there's one more utilization for this ultimate that I haven't shown you guys yet. This thing will not stop until it hits a surface. Meaning that if you get the angle just about right... it will bring the enemies off a ledge.
Can't even take credit for that one.
Which means there is certain implications for this ultimate on certain maps. And by the way, you saw the pull distance, right? I aimed it here and I sent the monster that way. That guy got caught in it. So look, watch. Look, it grabs them from a distance, man. So if you're even caught close in front of this thing, you are going to die. Now, there's a couple things that I'm not able to test in here that I wish I could. For example, if the monster is somehow killable, can you kill the monster like Squirrel Girl Ultimate? My guess is no, because it's huge. But maybe. I'm not sure. You can. Okay, so Belzy is saying you can. My chat is saying you can. This health bar? I don't see the health bar. I don't see a health bar. However, Belzy is letting me know that there is a health bar on this character. Or on the ultimate. So maybe the ultimate. Now, do you know how much it is? How much health is it? No idea. Belzy, do you care to come in and do a little test with me? I need you. Okay, can you come in and we can do a little test? Turn on your infinite abilities real quick and get your ultimate.
It's not too late to set them right.
Or is that me? Do I have to do it? Oh, no, you got it. Okay, and then can you come over here real quick to the... Can you come over here real quick to the...
Attack a potential hotspot.
And then what I'm going to have to do, just launch the monster at those bots. Okay. Okay. Do you think you could do one more? I want to see if headshots do one more. I want to see if headshots do anything. Okay. Okay. So, it has roughly 500 HP if I'm not mistaken. How much damage was that? 65? Okay, so launch the monster one more time. Note that every time I hit it, it's 65 damage. One more time, please. I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4. So 4, hang on. So that did basically half HP. 4 times 65, 260. Yes, so it has 500 HP exactly. I know that's exactly how much it has. It has 500 HP. Okay, so 500 HP. So it has, I think it's equivalent to Phoenix Ult. Maybe, I think maybe a bit more. And then one more thing. I'm going to go magic. Okay. Throw out your trap.
Sword can destroy just about anything. Enemy ahead of us.
Diablo's hungry.
Okay. Okay, so it's not full CC. You can technically still use abilities. So magic can't use her portal, and I'm guessing that basically means it turns off all movement. It's kind of like a thingling ground, and you're not allowed to actually move like at all. Like literally, your WASD don't work, and any movement abilities don't work. However, throw it down one more time. Let me show you. You can use your right click. So watch. I'm gonna walk in it, and I'm gonna quickly click right click with magic sword toss thingy. So you can use some abilities, not all of them. So my guess is, if I'm not mistaken, can you throw out one more? My guess is you can use Invis Shield.
Still make you believe.
So can I use Invis Shield? So you can. You can use Invis Shield while the trap is active. What? You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna ask again. I'm gonna ask for one more. I'm wondering if that also means that any characters whose ultimates are movement are off limits as well. That is the case. So I couldn't use my ultimate while I was in the trap. So technically, you're not allowed. If your ultimate gives you movement, you're not allowed to use it while you're in the trap. Now the trap is very short term. Like, it's literally like a second, like a millisecond. But for that small period of time, 0 movement, period. Like, you can't use your WASD. You can't use any movement abilities. Okay. And then was there anything else I wanted to test? I don't think so. I think that's it. Thank you, Belzy, for your help. I really appreciate you, all right?